Hey, you're back with the lawn engineer. It had a nice sunny evening here. Gonna get the grass cut. We've had about 4.5 inches of rain in the last couple days, so it needs it. One of the things I've run into with the Simplicity region here, we know how this mower deck follows the ground and free floats on the turf, but that begs the question, what are the limits of that? And right here I found an example of a limit. So I messed around with these tension cables on the back of the deck that control basically the transport position and how far this deck is lifted up. If we increase the lift on this deck, basically to lift that back up, it effectively shortens those tension cables, and this deck is not allowed to float down as much as it is in the other position. So I've gone back to the factory setting here, and I've got the tractor set up here on an incline, so from the driveway to this incline. And the lowest part here of this transition, where the front tires are up but the back has not gone up the incline yet, this deck does not come down enough to keep in contact with the ground. So you can see the rollers are actually lifted off at this point, so the grass does not get cut as low right here in this part. So I'm going to test out something to try to improve this. I'm going to do a pass in the factory setting here. We'll see how long the grass is, and then I'll come back around, we'll make a change, and then see if we can improve this. All right, let's see what that did for us. So over here is the side we started with, and we're at 3.5 inches right in this area. Here's after we made the change, and we're about 3 inches. As we progress more into this belly here, it didn't make a huge difference, and I think that is just a fact of the deck front to back needs to conform. It's basically like a stiff plate, and that can only conform so much. So I think we're at the limit of the deck there. But you can probably guess what I did. We'll take a look over here. Basically I disconnected these transport cables, so that's an option for you if you're not getting enough articulation down on the deck, is and then nothing's attaching that. This can drop down far as it can before it detaches from the front, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. You know, if this drops into a hole, you're going to have no control of it. Your lift lever is going to do nothing anymore, and in my scenario here, it looks like it doesn't make a huge difference, so I'm going to reconnect those, but it was worth a try. I just finished mowing for the night, and turned out excellent with the Simplicity, like it always does. But wanted to show you here, this is the area I've been cutting at 1.5 inches. We got a crazy amount of rain. It grew like nuts. So this time I went back to 2 3/4, the same as the rest of the lawn. So my experiment is officially over with low cut turf here. But I've learned a lot, and I've developed a master plan here. So look for that in the next episode. I'm going to start a series here on my master plan and where I go from here. So watch for that coming up. Adios.